Now, Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Justin Stapleton.
Okay, sort of a rinse and repeat forecast. We've been saying that the last couple of days because there really hasn't been much of a change in our weather pattern. This is what I talked about this weekend. We said this would be the setup. We'd have that big high pressure, hot high pressure sitting in the Great Basin over towards Salt Lake City, pretty much anchored in over the western United States. Meanwhile, we'd also see the low that's anchored in the Gulf of Alaska, both of those kind of working against each other. Pull in a lot of that monsoonal moisture. You kind of heat everything up, stir it up, and bake at 350 for about 50 minutes in the oven, and this is what you get. Thunderstorms pretty much firing all the way across the Cascades. Now, not as intense as yesterday. Yesterday, they were a little more discrete cells. What do I mean by that? Well, basically, they were a little stronger base than some of these little pop-ups here, and they didn't necessarily steal the juice from each other. When you get a lot of thunderstorms, little ones popping like this, they can all kind of eat up all that instability. Think of it as sort of fuel for thunderstorms. It's the ones that get out by themselves, which is generally the real troublemakers, including the one out towards the Hills Creek Reservoir in southeast Lane County yesterday that fired off a severe thunderstorm warning. It was packing quarter-size hail and winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, and that'll do some damage. Here's where we're seeing a lot of the activity so far in through central Deschutes County, moving its way northward up towards Madras, and then as you go southward towards Klamath County, a couple of other thunderstorms. A few trying to fire their way across portions of Douglas County, mainly up into the foothills. We'll see that pattern again tomorrow. So you say, okay, well, what are the ingredients? Well, you need hot, unstable air. Look at the highs across the state today. 100 degrees in the Dalles, 93 in Bend, 101 down in Medford. This is the direction all of that monsoonal moisture is coming. So not only are you bringing in moisture, but you're pulling all that hot, unstable air around as well. It's cooler out to the coast, but the onshore push is not strong enough to get over the coast range, and so that's why it's 60s there, and then it quickly warms up as you get off the beaches. Speaking of warm, if you headed out to the Benton County Fair tonight or Night Ranger that's playing over in Albany, it'll be a beautiful night for the concert. Warm as well out to PK Park. Aqua Sox in town for the Emeralds, and then we'll be watching temperatures fall quickly down into the low 60s. So currently outside, still pretty warm for this time. We're sitting at 92 in Eugene, 91 in Roseburg, 73 in Sun River. Saw a thunderstorm move on through. That cooled things off just a bit. And certainly cooler, mid-50s in Newport and around 59 in Florence. So the next 24 hours look like this on the Stormcast. Now our computers are trying to fire up a couple in through some of the Lane County and also out towards the Lynn County foothills. I don't think we'll see any of that, but watch as we get into the afternoon. Here comes the moisture, a little hot, unstable air once again, and you get another round of thunderstorms starting to fire. And that's about it. Otherwise, it'll be sunny across the rest of the state. So we've got the moisture, we've got the hot, unstable air, and we have the southwest flow aloft. All three of those are the fuel that we need. And as I mentioned, both the low and the high basically positioned exactly where they were 24 hours ago. Jet stream going way over top of us. So that's going to keep us under this pretty hot and dry and pretty rocky pattern, especially for the mountains. So we'll go morning clouds, sunny skies for the most part by the coast in the afternoon. Could see some high clouds and then low 70s as you get just off the beaches in Coos Bay. Another hot one in the Umpqua. Temperatures in the low to mid 90s. Isolated foothills. That'll mainly be a few pop-up thunderstorms there. Up into the Cascades as well. Same thing into Central Oregon. Temperatures will be in the low 90s. Some afternoon pop-up thunderstorms. And for us here in the Willamette Valley, we may get some of those high clouds drifting westward from those thunderstorms, but I don't think we'll see any of those try to creep down into the valley. Just not strong enough of a push, so to speak. So the coast, 7-day forecast. Look at that. Pretty much the same each and every day. Mid-60s, morning clouds, afternoon sun. Hot and still staying hot all the way in through next week. We don't get much of a breakdown to the Umpqua Cascades. Not much of a break either until we finally start to see a bit of an onshore push that'll kill the thunderstorm threat by Tuesday and Wednesday. And here in the Willamette Valley, it may bring a bit of a relief in the heat with some morning cloud cover back guys. But, you know, 89 and 88, that's kind of splitting hairs at this point. We're talking about 92, 91, but every degree counts.
It does, especially when it's up that high, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think this should be the last discussion about splitting hairs. That's just me.
And him too. A big mishap in Oakland, California.